In Houston, Chargers and Texans. C.J. Stroud back in the playoffs for the second consecutive year. Early on, Chargers were in control but couldn't pull.
Have this defense ready to go. They came out and they played exactly how you're supposed to play in the playoffs with an edge. They came out, they came pissed off.
Bright spot if you had a prop bet at ESPN bet on Ladd McConkey because he went crazy.
Man,
numbers-wise.
A rookie playoff record, 197 yards. But then, Fred, your favorite play. This is the extra point.
Is this, come on, man, or can we bring that out? Come on, man. This isn't a pass. This is a field goal block. You gotta catch it.
You try to bat it down.
Try to bat it down like it was a pass.
Well, show it to
Come on,
Cameron Kicker clearly thinks that this is like a Hail Mary and you're just supposed to knock it down.
Again, what sport are we playing? Volleyball or football?
He thinks he's Madison Skinner out there.
Are we out there living? Anytime you got the special team coach over there coaching up how to catch a football, a kicker, that's not good.
It's 2 points the other way, and then a punctuation late on a 4th and 1. Joe Mixon takes it home for a 17-yard touchdown. And we know we had the Nickelodeon broadcast going on at the same time as this, so he gets the slime helmet, and the Texans pull away for a surprisingly easy win over the Chargers, 32-12. Obviously a very difficult day for Justin Herbert, who falls to 0-2 in his postseason career, throwing 4 interceptions.
Obviously, it was not good enough by any standards today, and I put the team into a jeopardy, tough position with all those turnovers, and so it's on me to get better and keep pushing forward.
C.J. Stroud, respect to C.J. I mean, he made some terrific plays. The fumble.
And I tried to just savor the play. Hutch did a good job. I trusted me, and I trust him. So he kept on the move, and that when after we made the completion, I looked at the sideline. Everybody was turned up, so that turned me up.
To see him make that play is just, I feel like everyone knew, okay, like we're ready to go now. A little slow start, but it's not about how you start. It's always about how you finish, and we finished the right way offensively to gain over 400 yards offensively. Like, that's an outstanding day versus a really great defense.
It was an outstanding day. Teddy, you picked the Texans to win this game.
I did, yes.
Yeah, I think I did too, didn't I?
And also we said after in the show that what would we be talking about today? And I said today, Rex Ryan would owe the Houston Texans an apology because of the performance I knew they were going to put up.
Well, before we hear from Rex, let's hear from the Texans. Rex had been suggesting that this was a bye week for the Chargers. Ooh. And believe me, the Texans were aware of it.
I thought that boy said a bye week. That boy said bye week.
He's smoking on that Rex Ryan bye week pack. Come on, Rex.
Who says you can't motivate a team, man?
Oh!
Yeah, bring
I
the
can
stogie
still
out.
motivate a team with the best of them and things like that, but my goodness, I mean, it was, who had a worse day? Me or Justin Herbert? It's probably right there. But I got to tell, you got to tip your hat to them because that team played their absolute asses off. Look, if you guys were going to play like that, I would have taken you to win the Super Bowl. But I'm seeing the games going up into it, 1-5 against playoff teams. I'm seeing all that, and sorry, Houston.
Oh, we got one!
But if you think I'm not picking you next week either.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Well, maybe I will.
Let's talk about how they did this, and let's talk about who did it. You played for D'Amico Ryan. Not only was he your defensive coordinator, but actually when you first came into the league, he was your position coach. So you know him that level of well. What role does he have in this team struggling down the stretch the way they did, rising up the way they did yesterday?
Yeah, the unique thing with me and D'Amico, we both came into it together. My first year with the 49ers was his first year as a linebacker coach. And I'm so happy for his success and the way that he's leading this group. Am I surprised? No, not at all, because this guy is one of the truest leaders of men that I've been around. And the way that he's been able to motivate this group, showing clips of Rex Ryan before the game, talking about it's a bye week and this and that. He had them playing the exact right way.
What specifically does he do? What makes him so good as a leader and as a motivator?
You see the clips. You see this energy that he's bringing. Tell me another head coach that you see running up and down the sideline motivating a group like this. Yeah. That fire that's within him, he played with that same fire on game day when he was playing with the Houston Texans and the Philadelphia Eagles.
And you know, that's the thing about this guy. There's not a phony bone in this guy's body. He's legit. And we talked about how important it is to connect with your players. He certainly has that. And it's not just because he played the game. It's just who he is.
Yeah.
And and look, the guy he's one of the only coaches in the history of the game to take a rookie quarterback into the playoffs and get a win and things like that. This guy's absolutely legit. And quite honestly, I would do the same thing. If I saw a comment on hey, somebody made or whatever,
you manufacture motivation.
Now, I never thought I'd be on the motivating them, but quite honestly, they deserved it.
Well,
they kicked the heck out of that.
What D'Amico said was that slow start that they overcame, but the slow start wasn't by the defense also, because they drove all the way down the field and they held them to a field goal. Okay,
right.
And
Chargers,
then the Chargers, and then the very next play, first play for the Houston Texans, turnover, and they held them to 3 points. So it was 6-0 instead of that. CJ needed that ball over his head to wake him up.
So look, congratulations to the Texans. They deserve all the credit in the world. They get the win and they get to go on. But an equal storyline in this game was the struggle of Justin Herbert. He has 2 playoff games in his career now, and they've both been complete disasters. The first, you'll recall, they lose the enormous lead against Jacksonville. And then yesterday, again, he threw one more interception in this game than he threw the entire season. Alex, what did you see?
Yeah, there were a lot of things in this game. Listen, the 2 strengths of the Chargers that we talked about going into this was their offensive line, especially the 2 tackles, and they got their butt kicked yesterday, right? This Texans D-line took it over. And then again, this Chargers defense, which was #1 in scoring in the NFL going into this, and they got over 400 yards put up on them and over 30 points. But for Justin Herbert, listen, it's never going to be clean pockets in the playoffs, right? Everybody's good. And I never saw him. Listen, he was 1 for 10 when under pressure in this game with an interception, right? How many times have we seen Patrick or Josh or Lamar, these guys, like, when you realize your O-line is struggling, you got to go do something else, right? You got to use your legs. You got to take off a single rush.
And how many rushing yards did Justin Herbert have? 0.
Yeah.
His inability to do that. Are we not watching Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, all of these teams, even C.J. Stroud? That 27-yard run, you know what that did for the team?
Yep.
You look to that sideline, and that team was turned, all right, as C.J. said it at his post-game presser, because everything was perfect. It wasn't working. The play wasn't there. Make a play. Yep. That's what CJ did. That's what he did when it was snapped over his head also. Herbert, he's got this thing in him, almost like too trusting. Like, I trust this play. I trust my players. I'll wait, and I'll throw it, and there's an incompletion or an interception. No, you got to take off. This is how you're winning in the playoffs. These quarterbacks, when it's not there, they have the ability to run for the first down and scramble.
Well, and there's no reason he shouldn't. Yeah. I mean, this guy's has the ability to be a dual threat. He leads the NFL, all right, in scramble yards. He was averaging 10 yards every time he touched it.
What happened? Why didn't he?
Take off with it. But you got to credit this defense. Look, we know those tackles. I told you guys they were going to have to chip the entire game because those 2 ends are that good. Hunter and Anderson are too damn good. But they just locked them down like crazy. And to me, that Stingley, Lassiter, those guys were the difference. Couldn't get anybody open. And I'll tell you this. To me, the difference in this game was not just the play of C.J. Stroud, which was outstanding, but when you hit the quarterback, sometimes the entire team feels it. That was what happened in this game.
Right.
That's it. I mean, I was going to mention Justin Herbert. I think he's playing on a hurt ankle. I think that's what's showing up right now in his game. I'm not sure, but maybe that's part of the reason why he's not scrambling with the football like he has been. It's going to be a tough day when you throw 4 interceptions. I mean, even if you throw 1, 2 interceptions, the name of the game in the NFL is the turnover margin. You got to win in the turnover battle. You got to take it away and you got to protect it on offense. They didn't do either of those.
Yeah, no doubt. And as bad as they played, if he doesn't have the turnovers, it's still a 1-score game in the 4th quarter, and you got a chance.
It seems ridiculous to say it now, but the first quarter they looked in complete control of the game, and the Texans were the team that looked completely discombobulated. That 3rd and 16 changes the entire momentum of the game, and now Herbert will face a very long offseason. So let's take a look at exactly where we stand in the AFC. 2 of the 3 games in this postseason round have been played in the conference. Bills and Broncos will decide everything in the early spot today. If Buffalo wins, it will be the Ravens at Buffalo next week and the Texans at Kansas City. If Denver pulls the upset today, they will go to Kansas City, and the Ravens would host the Texans. Rookie quarterback getting set to make his first postseason start. Alex, what's Bo Nix feeling like right now?
Hopefully he's feeling loose, man. Listen, this guy's playing with house money. Not many rookies make it to the playoffs their first year. We got 2 of them. This guy's had a phenomenal season. Everybody's picking the Bills. Man, go out there and let it loose.
All right, Fred, here's a game that we play every single weekend. We're very down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Tiger.
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. He'll get this to about the 38.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know, he's trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Well, they'll come up 2nd and 7. Now Daniels. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Daniels. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. Daniels going to throw for it. That is caught, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now 2nd and 9. Play action, now it's Daniels. Sliding out of the pocket. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that falls incomplete.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Daniels looking to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. To throw is Daniels. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Throwing now is Daniels. Flushed out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Here's 2nd and 10. To the air goes Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Simmett. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
2nd and 10.
Here we go. Start.
Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's 3rd down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Ready, set.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Let's go now. Ready.
Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now Daniels going to give it up on the touch pass. He's into the secondary, and he is into the end zone for a Commanders touchdown. Terry McLaurin from 8 yards out. And the Commanders post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And